चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, welcome to the Bhagavad Gita Preface and Introduction Essay Thematic Study. And along with this thematic study, we will be discussing philosophical concepts and terms which are used generally in the Upanishads and in the Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada. And we'll also be discussing it's like a basic, not basic, but it is highly advanced uh, Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava epistemology. Epistemology is a very, very important branch of knowing definitions uh, in a particular school of thought. And generally, this should be, uh, uh, how to acquire any knowledge, na, you need to get a clear understanding of the fundamentals. Like, if you're doing mathematics, you need to know what is subtraction, addition, multiplication, and you're dealing with medical, although it's English language, but the medical terms. So those terms, concepts have to be very, very clear. So a few devotees I'm seeing who have joined, some of them I know them, some are quite new. I first would like to, ask from you all, uh, what is the purpose you joined this course and what is your expectation? So that, the I would like to align with your thoughts so that, I'm able to deliver what exactly we are trying to do in this course. So first, I would like to hear from you all. What is the purpose you joined and what is your expectation? So let's begin one by one. Ashok Atma Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself. I don't know, this is a new version of Zoom and things have changed a little bit. How do you? Uh, I'm allowing the participants right now. Ashokatma Prabhuji, are you there? Haribol? I don't know how. I'm not able to unmute. Even I'm not able to ask to unmute. Ah, yes. Okay, now the sign is just you have to click here. Okay. Now you're able to unmute? Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Dandavad.
Prabhu, I joined this course specifically to understand in the preface, basically because when I was going through preface of Nectar of Devotion, lot of insights we got it. So the process of approaching to the course and process of approaching to the Bhagavad Gita is very clearly understood. And so we will be able to what we call get more love towards the Bhagavad Gita when we understand the preface, Prabhu.
Yeah. Basically, again, I would like to reiterate my question. Understand the question.
Yeah,
What is the purpose with which you are joining this course and what is your expectation?
yeah. My expectation is to develop more and more love towards Bhagavad Gita
Okay.
through this course. And my purpose of joining is to get more insight about the why we should read Bhagavad Gita and why we should recommend Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. Okay. Dhruv Maheshwar Prabhuji from Baroda has joined us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. I hope I am audible. I'm sorry
Very,
for
very clear, very clear.
noise.
We would like to have your darshan
Am I
also.
audible, Prabhuji?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can on your video also.
So actually, sorry.
You can on your
So, Prabhuji,
video also.
so the reason why I've joined, yes, Prabhuji. So the reason I have joined is because Hare Krishna. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Prabhuji. So the reason I have joined is because Prabhuji, I know Bhagavad Gita is a very diverse study. So for that reason, I am trying to understand by the medium of more live videos, so that I can understand it. Was like all the experts I'm currently going through, all the Prabhupada lectures and transcripts on Bhagavad Gita, specifically on the preface and the introduction. As I have seen Prabhupada giving hours of lecture on introduction only. So that is one more the reason. That is the reason I think Prabhuji that you know uh, that I'm attending this lecture live so that all the my doubts which if I ever which I will have I can clear it by the medium this live medium only.
Okay. Okay, Dhruvji. Acha. Veer Krish Prabhuji, what is the purpose of joining this course and what is your expectation?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhu.
Yes.
Just to understand how Prabhupada, in preface, he has given a complete synopsis of Bhagavad Gita. So just to understand the uh, fine take points and of course you mentioned that epistemology that I'm looking for what exactly you are going to give us. Some Gaudiya definitions of particular concepts. So that I'm looking for. If, uh,
Okay, yeah, that's very important. And
yeah.
generally, this is not so much thought, and it is very important at the beginning stage we are taught this so that we start through seeing through that lens, Shastra. And that lens is very important in the beginning stages. Yes, this is very important. Yeah. Okay. Haripran Chakrama Prabhuji, what is the purpose for which you have joined this course and what is the expectation?
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam. Basically, to understand better why we should read Bhagavad Gita,
Uh,
and every time, whatever line or whatever pages I've gone through, it makes me feel I have not understood properly.
ah,
There's more to learn.
yes, yes. To learn, you
And
need you
if
need the tools. The tools is what we are going to now, you know, discuss in this whole seminar series of seminars, around 20 to 25 classes. We'll be equipping with the tools by which, any expert in any field, be it carpentry or whatever, he requires the specific tools to work on so that he can create those objects. So our objective is to understand Bhagavad Gita, but we need the tools. So this Vaishnav epistemology, Gaudiya Vaishnav epistemology, and the philosophical terms and concepts will help us equip us with the tools so that we can understand thoroughly the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, very important. Nandini Mataji, what is your purpose of joining this course and what is your expectation?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, main purpose for me to join this course is, first of all, I'm trying to systematically study Bhagavad Gita. So, without studying introduction and preface, so it's like something is missing. So when a teacher is teaching you, that time, like we learn all the intricacies and all the small things which we usually skip while reading. We don't grasp it, some deeper meaning, some like actual meaning what the author has to tell. So to know this, I have joined this course. So I expect like I'll get the real mood and the actual purpose of Prabhupada, what he actually want us to understand from Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, okay. Okay, fine. So, one second, just 1 second. Somebody is not able to get the connection. I'll just connect them. One second. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's good. Ramanand Prabhu, are you able to? You're driving, I guess. You're able to speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Prabhuji, the idea of joining this course is, as Mataji said, to understand, read the intricacies, the deeper meanings, which are not very apparent, to understand the mood and mission, which will set the context. And as I said, understanding the inner meanings which are in between the lines. That is the main reason, Prabhuji.
Okay, what is your expectation?
Expectations is to go with the flow, Prabhuji, and having come, I have done few courses with you, and I know that they are very deep, very nectarian, which will. So the idea is not to miss the classes. The expectation is very simple. To whatever is being taught, go back, understand, and go with the flow, which will help us to set the mood for all the chapters. So that's the expectation. So that's the expectation for my own self, is not to miss any lecture, revise, so that I can grasp the inner meaning. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. There is no name. Samsung SM2668. You have to write your name. Who is this? If you want, you can also on your videos. Preferably, please sit on a laptop and in one place, not moving here and there, so that you can focusly concentrate. I don't know who is it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Vinuta here. Vinuta Sai Ramning.
Oh, okay. So you have to change your name. Okay, we'll do that.
Yes, sir, I did not understand to do that.
Okay, so what is your purpose of joining this course And what is
Uh,
your expectation?
Prabhuji, there is a lot of difference in reading and going in depth of analysis that you always give.
Hmm.
So I'm sure like we would have just read it like on a surface level, but your classes you go very deep. So we understand it much better the way it is presented as it is.
Hmm.
So it's better to learn from an expertise than we just read it ourselves.
Hmm.
So like since I've been also attending your classes, like I find it a lot of knowledgeable, like which we wouldn't have thought also. It goes into a deep analysis. So, so I want to understand it much better.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Um, iPhone. I don't know who's this now. I know phone. Who is this?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This is Kavya Nilachkar.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm just changing them. Yeah. So, what is the purpose of attending this course and what is your expectation?
Um, yes, the purpose is to understand the topic that you have mentioned, Introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Yes, the same discussion and understanding is the only purpose.
Okay, fine. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Shrivani. Shrivani, as I understand, that's how you spell your Hare Krishna. You have to speak a little loud, and there is some kind of distraction at your end. You'll have to speak a little loudly, please. It's too feeble. Can you speak very close to the mic?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Shrivani, correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Where are you from?
Hyderabad, Prabhuji.
Hyderabad.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, what is the purpose of you joining this course? And what is your expectation?
I don't have any kind of expectations, Prabhuji. I'm extremely sorry for this. Just now I have seen someone's status, so then and there I have joined the section. So
Okay.
expectation I don't has. Just I have seen the content that introduction and basic things. I thought I will be learning new things here, so I have joined.
Okay, okay. Good. You're joining in the beginning stages. That's very, very good. Okay, so now let me tell you as to what actually you are going to get from this course. And you should not come with false expectations and false hopes. So I'm just going to now inform you, we are beginning the class now, that we will be doing a thematic study not of Bhagavad Gita, but the thematic study of the preface essay written by Prabhupada and the introduction essay written by Prabhupada. So this is a thematic study of only the preface and the introduction essay. Now, in fact, Srila Prabhupada's introduction essay is almost like 45 pages, and it is a masterpiece, I can say. If anyone can thoroughly imbibe and assimilate the essay of that 45 pages, it is enough for him to become Krishna conscious and become a pure devotee. That's the brilliance of Srila Prabhupada. That is how he has put everything about Krishna consciousness in this one essay, the introduction essay. Now, also in the introduction essay, there are many, many philosophical concepts. There are many, many philosophical terms which will come in the Bhagavad Gita as you study the Bhagavad Gita. So this course is going to equip you with all these philosophical concepts, definitions, so that when you start studying the Bhagavad Gita, you are clear, your fundas are clear, and you'll be better able to understand the Bhagavad Gita verses. So that's what, is the expectation you can get from this course. So I hope all of you are clear about this. Now, Srila Prabhupada dedicates his Bhagavad Gita dedication to Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, who presented so nicely the Govinda Bhashya commentary on Vedanta philosophy. Now, I'll use my writing book. I'll have to just set it up. Give me a minute, please. Now, why does Srila Prabhupada dedicate his Bhagavad Gita to Baldev Vidyabhushan? Because practically Prabhupada wrote his Bhagavad Gita based on following what Baldev Vidyabhushan has written in his Gita commentary. So, but again, there is uniqueness in which the way Prabhupada is presenting. That's what I want to bring out now. I'll have to connect my writer. So give me a minute, please. Yes, why he dedicates to Baldev Vidyabhushan, there are two reasons. There are two reasons. The first is because Srila Prabhupada is presenting his Bhagavad Gita as it is, mainly based on Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. Now, there are many Bhagavad Gita commentaries written by great acharyas, but we will just stick to, in the Gaudiya line. In the Gaudiya line, the first one to comment in our Sampradaya was Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And then it was Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, who was his Shiksha disciple. Then there is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur per se did not write commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, but he spoke on the Bhagavad Gita, but there is no actual commentary written. And Srila Jiva Goswami has commented on some of the verses on the Bhagavad Gita, but in Sandarbhas, he has not written a separate commentary. And then there is Srila Prabhupada. Now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's, target audience are Gaudiyas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the target audience. And, basically he is presenting, his Bhagavad Gita based on rasa, Rasa means, based on the, how merciful, how compassionate is Krishna. What are the emotions which are going through Arjuna and Krishna during the battlefield? So he's mostly presenting the Rasa Tattva. Also, there is philosophy, but more on the Rasa Tattva he's presenting, and, he's presenting based on Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.1.1.11. Pure devotion, definition of pure devotion, So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is presenting like that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually did not write a separate commentary on the Gita, but he wrote what is called as sub-commentaries. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote the Sarartha Varshini Tika, this is Baldev Vidyabhushan, sorry. I'll first come to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, the Rasika Ranjan. Rasika Ranjan. We have been studying this Rasik Ranjan commentary and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary together because it is a sub-commentary to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So again, the theme is the same and it is taking us towards pure devotion. Now, Baldev Vidyabhushan's target audience are the Vedantist, because Baldev Vidyabhushan is trying to establish Tattva more than Rasa. Here is establishing Rasa Tattva. Here is establishing philosophical truth. that how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ultimately, he is the absolute truth, and we have to ultimately surrender to him. So that is why when Baldev Vidyabhushan is quoting in his commentary, he is quoting from more on the Shrutis, Praman, which the Vedantists accept. Whereas Vishwanath Thakur is giving Praman from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vedantist will not accept. So his goal is quite different, to establish the absolute truth, and all other philosophies, he wants to smash them and establish the tattva, the siddhanta, the absolute truth based on Vedanta philosophy. So this is Baldev Devshan's purpose. And Srila Prabhupada, again, his target audience. Now, can you tell me who are the target audience of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is? This is very important. For Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it is Gaudiyas. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it is Gaudiyas more. Baldev Vidyabhushan, it is Vedantists who are learned scholars who have studied Upanishads and all. But who are Prabhupada's target audience? Who will tell me? Let us see. Who are the target audience of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is? Who will tell me? You'll have to raise your hands. I hope that function is there. Who are the target audience? Vinuta Mataji, yes. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but it is each and everybody. He wanted to preach the entire world.
Yes, very good, excellent. Just imagine the broad compassion of Prabhupada, everyone in this universe, at least on this planet Earth, And again, Prabhupada wanted to establish how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is why he more uses Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. But please remember, as I mentioned, Baldev Vidyabhushan is more using the Shruti Praman. Prabhupada is using both. And ultimately, the goal is to make what? A pure devotee. Prabhupada in the end of the preface will tell today, when we study, not today or tomorrow, he will tell that ultimately by studying this Bhagavad Gita, if one becomes a pure devotee, then I will consider my endeavor as successful. Okay, let's see that where he says it. Preface. In the end, he says here, we hope therefore that people, so these are the target audience, will derive the greatest benefit by studying Bhagavad Gita as it is, as we have presented here. And even if one man becomes a pure devotee of the Lord, we shall consider our attempt as a success. You can see here. So again, you see, Prabhupada is pure devotee, means who is practicing pure devotion as per Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Prabhupada will generally be following Baldev Vidyabhushan in his commentary. Some of his commentaries purports are directly based on Rasik Ranjan. But Prabhupada doesn't go into the Rasika explanations of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But the point of taking towards pure devotion, that essence Prabhupada is going to take in his commentary also. So like that, you can see Prabhupada is giving the essence of all the acharyas in his commentary. So that's how unique Prabhupada's commentary is. And nobody is studied Upanishads or Vedanta today, and nobody is into Gaudiya Vaishnavism. By studying Srila Prabhupada book, you'll become a Vedantist, you'll become a Gaudiya Vaishnava. So how wonderful it is, So this is how Prabhupada has presented his unique presentation of Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is quite different even from Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because his target audience are everyone. But yet, because he is following Baldev Vidyabhushan in establishing, in proving how Krishna is the absolute truth, So Prabhupada dedicates his Bhagavad Gita to Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, who presented so nicely the Govinda Bhashya commentary on the Vedanta philosophy. The Govinda Bhashya is Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. You know, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan is one of the prominent acharyas in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Any sampradaya to be bona fide, it has to, any theological school, it has to comment on Prasthanatraya. Prasthanatraya. Prasthanatraya means, I'll just share the slides so that you can get a clear understanding. This is all part of, how many of you are hearing this term Prasthanatraya first time? Raise your hands. Prasthanatraya. So that is what we need to, get acclimatized or become familiar with these terminologies. Only by becoming familiar with these terminologies, then we'll be able to better understand the Bhagavad Gita. That's what we are going to do in this course. Let me see, where is my slides? Yes. Okay, Prasthanatraya. As I was mentioning, any theological school or any sampradaya, in order to establish it as bona fide, Prasthanatraya means the foundation, pillars of understanding. Vedanta means the conclusion of Vedas. So any school of thought has to, these are the three pillars: Shruti Prasthan, Smriti Prasthan, Nyaya Prasthan. Now within the Shruti Prasthan, okay, I have not given here. Yeah. Within the Shruti Prasthan comes the, 1 minute. Let me see whether, no, okay, it is not there. Okay, within the Shruti Prasthan come the four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. And that's why they are called as Shruti. So these are, the four, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. And within each of these Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, Atharva Veda, there is the Brahmana portion, there is the Samhita portion, there is the Aranyaka portion, and then there is the Upanishad portion. The Samhita portion is, especially, recited by the brahmacharis in the Gurukul. And these are glorifications of invitations to actually demigods, but actually it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead glorification. Samhita. The Brahmana portion is, recited or practiced by the Grahasthas because they have to fulfill many desires and they do yagyas to fulfill those desires. So the procedures of the yagyas are given in the Brahmana portion of the Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, or whichever it is, Rig, Yajur, Sam, or Atharva. And the Aranya is one who goes to the forest. That means one who completes his family life, becomes detached from family life, and to do tapasya. Now he has interest in philosophy, the subtleties of the yagya, how the horse sacrifice, what are the connections, how Vishnu is the mouth of the fire, all that subtleties, the philosophical aspect by tapasya, he starts understanding. And Upanishads are when you want to get out of this world and attain the absolute truth, Brahman. Brahman here means impersonal also, and it means a personal Lord also. So to attain liberation, so Samhita portion. So Prabhupada commented on Sri Ish Upanishads. He wrote a commentary. In the Smriti Prasthan, there is the Puranas and the Itihasas and the Pancharatri. Pancharatri given by Narad Pancharatra. So Puranas are, various 18 Puranas, Upapuranas, and the Itihasas are two, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Now within Mahabharata, there is the Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada commented Bhagavad Gita as it is. So he wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita as it is. And within the Nyaya Prasthan, there is Vedanta Sutra. Now Vedanta Sutra, actually an Acharya has to comment on the Vedanta Sutra. Now because Mahaprabhu declared that Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra, So none of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas wrote commentary on Vedanta Sutra. But a time came when, the Ramanandis challenged. They challenged that your Gaudiya Sampradaya is not bona fide. So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur sent Baldev Vidyabhushan in that assembly for a debate. And within the debate, discussion happened that, how is your Sampradaya bona fide? Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya bona fide. You don't have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So Baldev Vidyabhushan said, I will write a commentary and present it. And within few days, he wrote this commentary. And it is said that Radha Govinda, who reside in Jaipur, they dictated this to Baldev Vidyabhushan. And Baldev Vidyabhushan just wrote, because to write a Vedanta Sutra commentary, you require years together and you need a lot of research. But Baldev Vidyabhushan did it in few days. How? By the mercy of Govinda. You can see your Govinda picture is there. Very beautiful deity in Jaipur. Every day morning for Mangalarti, at least 5,000 people come there. It's very interesting. Entire city practically is there. Jaipur city people, so much they love Govinda, So because Baldev Vidyabhushan commented on the Govinda Bhashya, Vedanta Sutra commentary Govinda Bhashya, and established the Gaudiya Sampradaya as bona fide, Prabhupada is dedicating his Bhagavad Gita to Baldev Vidyabhushan, and also because he mostly draws Siddhanta from Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. Although he draws Siddhanta from Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary, Prabhupada's commentary is very unique because he is presenting to the audience, which is the whole world, and he's speaking to English audience, English speaking audience, and all other languages who have no background about philosophy. They don't understand, they have no training in philosophy, which right from childhood we should have studied Nyaya Darshan, Shad Darshans, grammar, meanings of the words, all that. But all that Prabhupada does in his Bhagavad Gita, and especially in his introduction, we will be studying all these basic things so that we can better understand Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. So I hope you are able to understand why we are studying, why we are taking up this course and how important this course is. Now the course structure will be, we will be studying the thematic study. We will be doing the thematic study of preface. Then we will be doing the thematic study of the introductory essay to Bhagavad Gita, which is quite long. We have divided into various themes. And while we are discussing these themes, we will be discussing the philosophical terms and concepts. And this philosophical terms and concepts is what is part of Gaudiya Vaishnava epistemology. Okay, so that's what is our course structure. Now, before we begin with the preface, if you have any questions up till now, I can take up. Any questions about what we have discussed, not anything else. About what we spoke up till now, if you have any questions on that. Any questions, any clarifications anyone has? Yes, Nandini Mataji. 1 second. Yes, Nandini Mataji.
Haribol Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, under Nyaya Prasthan, it was said like Vedanta Sutra and Srimad Bhagavatam was under Nyaya Prasthan. So I didn't
No,
get Nyaya Prasthan.
not Srimad Bhagavatam, only Vedanta
What
Sutra.
was? Oh, but in the slide, I think
Yes,
Srimad
correct.
Bhagavatam.
But I have written, but actually in the Nyaya Prasthana, it is only Vedanta Sutra. One has to comment on the Vedanta Sutra. And but since Gaudiyas accept, the Srimad Bhagavatam as a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, so that's why they never commented on the Vedanta Sutra, but all the Gaudiya Acharyas is to comment on the Bhagavatam. But when our Sampradaya had to be established as a bona fide Sampradaya, then Baldev Vidyabhushan wrote a commentary to establish Gaudiya Vaishnavism as a bona fide Sampradaya. Otherwise, we had studied the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay. That's what, like, how, like, Srimad Bhagavatam was under Nyaya Prasthan. That's what one question was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji.
Any other questions you have? Any other questions? Any other clarifications up till now? Okay, so now let's go to the preface. Now, in the preface, there is, the entire preface is around 6 paragraphs, and paragraph 1 and 2 speak about mood. The 5-step presentation with full parampara explanation. And second paragraph is Krishna conscious movement is genuine, historically authorized, natural, and transcendental. Srila Prabhupada gives credit to Krishna and his spiritual master. So the mood of the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada's personal mood is being coming out here. And, again, mood, is, in English, actually, there are no Sanskrit equivalent words. आज मेरा मूड नहीं है, मेरे को जाना नहीं है. You say, that's your, state of mind. But mood has a very, very deeper meaning in Sanskrit, which is called as bhava. So today we will try to understand the concept of mood. What is the concept of mood? We'll have to understand first. I mentioned that we will be discussing a lot of philosophical definitions. So with the mood comes a mission. Okay. So the next 4 paragraphs speak about the mission. So Srila Prabhupada will establish the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita? What is his mission? To attract the conditioned souls so that they can connect to him and come back to Godhead. And that is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. And, to attain that connection with Krishna, it is through Krishna consciousness. And you can become Krishna conscious by studying the Bhagavad Gita. And what is the central point of Bhagavad Gita? So all this will come in mission. So first today we'll be studying mood, and then let's see if we get time, we'll cover paragraphs 1 and 2. Okay. Understanding the concept of mood. And we will take some examples of Srila Prabhupada's unique mood. What was his unique mood? Based on, some general examples I'll give. I'll not go deep because this is a vast topic. I'll just give some examples. The unique mood of Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Now to understand mood, I am going to the definition of Uttama Bhakti. Bhakti means Shuddha Bhakti. And that is defined in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So I'll not be going into now the definition of Shuddha Bhakti per se, because that's a vast topic. But just to understand mood, there is one term here in the, in the definition, which is called as Anushilanam, which is continuous service or emotions. And emotions are bhavas. These are not material bhavas, these are spiritual emotions of the soul. And this is why we are all, attracted to the spiritual movement, to Krishna consciousness. So what is this concept of bhava, or mood? We will be only looking into Anushilanam. Otherwise, Rup Goswami, has defined each of these terms. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam he has defined. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam he has defined. Anukulena Krishnanushilanam. Krishna he has defined. Anushilanam he has defined. And that's a vast topic. So I'll be only focusing on Anushilanam. But let's first recite the verse. Anyabilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyanavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Who would like to recite this verse? Raise your hands. Anyone would like to try to recite the verse? I will recite it once again. Please hear me carefully, and then, okay, 2 devotees will give chance who have volunteered. Vinuta Mataji, just hear me once again and then recite. Anyabilashita shunyam jnana karmadyanavritam anukulena krishnanu Sheelanam bhaktiruttama. Try.
Yes. अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यं ज्ञानकर्माद्यनावृतम् आनुकूल्येन कृष्णानुशीलनं भक्तिरुत्तमा.
Excellent, excellent. Anya abhilashita. It's dirgha, Shunyam. Here there is anuswara. It should come from the noise. Shunyam, like that. Jnana karmad anavritam. Anukul, not anukul. Anukul it is. That's also you did quite well. Cool, It's who is dirgha here? Krishnanu. So again here it is dirgha. Sheelanam. Here it is anuswara. Sheelanam. Dot is there, bindu. Excellent. So Ashokatma Prabhuji, you can also try. Yes.
अन्याभिलाषितशून्यम् ज्ञानकर्माद्यनावृतम् आनुकूल्येन कृष्णानु शीलनं भक्तिरुत्तमा.
Yes. It is not Anya Abhilashita. Anya Abhilashita. Please remember. Okay.
Thank you.
Jnana Karmadine Karmadya Anavritam and Anukulena. Okay. It comes with little practice when we little focus, and then slowly it will come. Not to worry. Okay. Because we are not from childhood being used to it. You can lower your hand. Okay. Okay, the highest bhakti, bhaktir uttama, highest bhakti is defined as continuous service or emotions. There can be continuous service or continuous emotions. Why or is mentioned, you will come to know now. Anushilanam. Anushilanam is what? Continuous service or continuous emotions. Directed towards Krishna, his expansion forms, or others related to him. So your continuous service or continuous emotions should be directed to Krishna or what? His expansions, all Vishnu Tattvas, Narsimha, Vamana, Rama, all. That is also bhakti. Others related to him include spiritual master, Tulsi, which are called as Tadiya, Kav, So all related to Krishna, which are dear to Krishna, So all this, will fit in the definition of Shuddha Bhakti. And how it should be done? Towards Krishna, his expansions, with a pleasing attitude towards Krishna, anukulena. And then it should be devoid of desires other than the desire to please Krishna. Anya abhilashita shunyam. Again, we'll not go into, I told you, just to discuss this one definition, we'll require 5 classes. But today we are only going to focus on anushilanam. Bhava. Bhava means the mood, as I mentioned. And unobstructed by impersonal gyan, the materialistic rituals of karma and other unfavorable acts. Jnana karmadya anavritam. Okay, now as I mentioned, we are going to focus on anushilanam. So, anushilanam, now in Sanskrit, as in English, in English, we know that there is the words can be either nouns or can be verbs, nouns or verbs, and they have derived, root meanings are there, Latin verb root meanings are there. But in English, in Sanskrit, there are dhatus. And Anu, Shila is a special dhatu, which is both a noun as well as a verb. That is speciality of Shila dhatu. And Anu is prefix. It is a prefix. You know the concept of prefix and suffix in English. In Sanskrit, the terms are different, but I'll not use those terms. And this Shila has 2 connotations. Now, again, you have to understand, because I'm using the English terminology of connotations, I have to explain connotations means what. Now, any English term also, I'm just taking the example of blue. Now, blue has a direct implied meaning. Explicit meaning it is called, in fact. It is a direct meaning is there. It is blue color. But connotations means it can have different shades of meaning. Actually, these shades are bhavas, But in English, you cannot, use the word shade. And these shades can be positive or can be negative, Now, I'll give you an example. When she heard the news of her husband's death, her face turned blue. I use this blue. Now, when I use this term blue, it doesn't literal. Okay, here you can say it is a literal meaning. That is more better, literal. Her face turned blue, you know. Now, this blue is not the literal meaning we are using, but we are using connotation, different shades. It's not that literally her face turned blue, but the emotion of that news made her fearful and her face color changed. She turned blue even. And suddenly hearing some good news, excitement, her face might also turn blue. So like that, it can have a positive meaning or a negative meaning, connotations. Connotations are shades of meanings which can be different from the literal meaning. So similarly in Sanskrit, this sheel has two connotations, two shades of meaning. One is pravritatmaka and another is nivritatmaka. Now this might seem a little philosophical and little technical, but please be patient. Try to understand it very, very carefully, very, very systematically, because you're going to gain a lot by just understanding this one thing. And you will understand it. It will take little time because concepts are difficult. You require to apply with your intelligence, and it has to fit in your head. You have to get a deep insight in your intelligence. That's why they take time. But if you carefully hear, try to understand, it will over a period of time sink in, So Sheel has these two connotations. One is called as pravritatmika, expressing action. There is action. How? To worship, practice, and serve. Action through worship of the Lord and practicing the angas of bhakti like hearing, chanting, doing Vaishnava seva, making garlands, cleaning the temple, service, all this. So this is one shade of meaning, expressing action. Nivritatmika is non-action, to be intensely absorbed. Actually, Nivritatmika is to do with bhava, and I'll come to that now. Anu has many meanings. Anu can mean continuous, with devotion, repeatedly following after. And here, Anu means, actually repeatedly and also continuous and following after the footsteps of the spiritual master and the previous acharyas, and with devotion also. Of course, Anukulena will make it more clear. So, in one sense, all the three apply, but most important, Jiva Goswami says it is repeatedly, repeatedly doing those actions, that is what, is fitting in the definition of Anu here, morally. Now let's come to Pravritatmika and Nivritatmika, because we are trying to study what is mood, what is the understanding concept of mood. Okay. Because of the Pravritatmika and the Nivritatmika connotations of the root sheel, the word Anushilam also takes on two different flavors. There are two different flavors. How many of you have eaten ice creams? Raise your hands, because I have to ask you all so that you can. I don't know why the camera is not working. Let me Set it up. Yeah. Okay, let me ask somebody. Many have raised their hands. Okay, let me see. Govind Nandini Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanwad Pranam.
You like ice creams? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there different flavors in ice creams?
Yes.
Which are the flavors? Which ones you like?
Tender coconut is there. Then
In ice creams?
strawberry.
Oh,
Yeah, naturals.
tender coconut. I've never heard this. First time I'm hearing. And that strawberry.
Okay. Yeah.
And then any other, you know?
There are many Prabhuji.
But you like tender
Chocolate is there.
coconut and strawberry.
Yeah,
Okay.
tender coconut. Yeah, tender coconut again.
Nandini Mataji,
Haribol Prabhuji.
which flavor you like?
All.
All. No. You have to have a particular mood towards particular flavor. It cannot be all. It's not possible like that.
Ice cream anytime is accepted.
Ice cream, but we have a particular, maybe, what is it? I'm not a fan of ice creams at all, so I cannot speak anything much about it. In fact, I don't like ice creams. So, what is it? Pista or mango, some flavor which you like.
Any which natural fruit? Maybe chiku, strawberry.
You get that kind of ice creams? I'm not heard
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Maybe homemade ice creams for Krishna conscious devotees. Yeah. Okay, so like that, in the Sheila, because this has this different types of connotations. Now I already explained you what does connotations mean. Shades. It takes two different flavors. The flavors are different. When the news comes, uh, that your mother or your husband has left the world, her face turns blue. She's in a different mood now. You cannot tell, let's go for a movie. And you're excited and you have passed your exams and you've got a big job or a big promotion. Then her face turns blue in a positive way. Then you can tell, let's go for a party. So based on the shade of meanings, there are different flavors. So similarly, this pravritatmika and nivritatmika, because of these two different connotations, it takes two different flavors. One is cheshta rupa anushilanam, indicates continuous action using body, mind, and words without any spiritual emotion. Please mark this. Without any spiritual emotion. This is very important to be marked. And it generally refers to devotional service in the sadhana bhakti stage. So in the sadhana bhakti means, again, we mean Shuddha sadhana bhakti, which is beginning with sadhu sangha, bhajan, kriya, anarth, nivritti, nishta, ruchi, asakti, till asakti. So there are two divisions in it, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga sadhana bhakti. So both, fall in this category, and it is cheshta. Cheshta means endeavor. We endeavor with our body, mind, and words. Now, hear this very carefully. Pravritta nivritta atmika kaya van manasiva tat cheshta rupa. Because this pravrittatmika, nivrittatmika, and these different shades are there, there is chest is what? Using actions, body, mind, and words. Tat cheshta rupa. And what is bhava rupa? Indicates continuous action using body, minds, and words with spiritual emotions. Generally refers to devotional service in bhava and prema bhakti stages. Now here please, Preeti Vishadatmo Atmako Manasas Tat Tad Bhava Rupa Cha. What is Bhava? Bhava is Bhava, as I mentioned, Bhava or Prema stage. What is this? Prishi Vishad Atmako Manasas Tad. Now in the mind, now the mood, now please try to hear this, is in the mind. Now here also there is using the mind. Here actually it is, non-action. This is action. Now, please try to hear and try to understand this. We skip this because it is a little, different. Continuous action with spiritual emotions, it is. Now, there is a particular mood which is in the mind. Here also, we can do endeavor with the mind. So, the mind is an instrument to think. I've been thinking about, what is the meaning of this verse. I'm using my mind as an instrument. So, that is also an act of bhakti. It is an act of bhakti. You're using your intelligence and mind to understand the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita. So, this will come in Cheshta Rupa. Whereas Bhava Rupa, please understand, Preeti Vishad Atmako. Manasastu tat tad Bhava Rupascha. Now, again, it is a little difficult, but please understand, try to, little bit focus here. Here, actually, it is mood. Like, I'm giving an example here. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, especially the Mung, Akha Mung, when you sprout it, when you soak it in the water and sprout, no? The sprout comes up, that. It is Akha Mung and then the sprout comes up. Now, there is a living entity because that's why it is living and that's why, you can see that it is, growing sprout. So his bhava, his mood is, that I would not like to, take this because, I feel, his mood is that, I feel, my heart, basically. Here, it is more to do with the heart, the emotions of the soul. Please remember now what I'm saying. Because bhava, at bhava bhakti, there are no emotions of the mind. And another example I'm giving, like a bhava bhakta, Vishad means, Vishad is not actually lamentation, material lamentation, but it is a kind of spiritual lamentation. His mood is that he would not like to hurt anyone. So that's why he's very careful in his dealings with devotees. And if any Vaishnava is hurt, he feels for him. Preeti Vishadatmaka Manasa. So this is his bhava, this is his mood. So, Srila Prabhupada, I've just completed now the definition of mood. Now, Srila Prabhupada's mood is established in his Bhagavad Gita preface, paragraphs 1 and 2, which we will go through now. 1 and 2. What is his mood? So, I'm going to, mood is basically bhava, a particular bhava which is in the mind, but it is a, it is a spiritual component, you have to understand, of the soul. Spiritual component of the soul. And every acharya has his own particular mood because, and mood in one sense, bhava is stahi bhava. Bhava is stahi bhava. Stahi bhav, again, those who are not familiar, is the permanent emotion. Now, any mothers here, please raise your hands. Any mothers here? Who are mothers here? Raise your hands. Okay, Kavya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So you have a daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your relationship with your daughter like? What is their, relationship with your daughter and what relationship it is? What mood it is?
Uh, so that's a parental relationship,
Yeah,
right? What we usually
parental.
call.
Yes, parental. Actually, it is parental relationship. It is called as Vatsalya. Vatsalya Rasa. Parental affection you call, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is permanent. It will not change. Your mother, she is daughter. And even after 25, she still remains a daughter, your mother, and it will be still parental, right?
Yes.
And that is the same for your mother and with you also, correct?
Yes.
So I'm just giving us some idea of it is a permanent mood, Stahi Bhav. And within Stahi Bhav, actually what rasa, is, rasa needs vibhava components. Vibhava, Anubhava. Again, I'll not go into these, Satviki Bhava and Vabhichari Bhava. I'll just explain so that you'll understand. Kavya Mataji, you can be there. Now, uh, you are mother, you are having motherly affection to your daughter, right?
Yes.
Now, the object of your affection is towards whom?
My daughter.
Daughter. So that becomes Vibhava.
Hmm.
And the abode of affection is who?
No, I did not get that.
The abode of affection, the shelter of affection. Who is having that? Your object of affection is your daughter.
Hmm.
And who is the shelter of that affection? Yourself.
Okay.
So the object is called as Vishaya in Sanskrit. Ashray is the abode. You have parental love towards your mother, your daughter, right?
Okay. Yes.
So you are the shelter. You are called as Ashray and Vishay. And there is reciprocation of Vatsalya Ras. So Vibhav is that object of affection. Anubhavas are, emotions which, follow Vibhav. Because you have, affection for your daughter. Now your daughter comes running towards you. What will you do? Tell us.
I will accept her with
What
affection.
exactly, what action you do, you tell me. When your daughter starts coming running towards you, what action you will do?
I will prepare to receive her.
How do you do that? What action is
Uh,
there?
Either carry her since she's a small kid.
But you will open up your arms, right?
Yes. Yes.
These are actions which you are doing. Now, why you are doing this action, you tell us.
Because I want to reciprocate to what she is.
No. You don't go to the Vishay. From the Ashay point, yourself you tell.
Mm,
Because you have love in the heart.
yeah.
That love is transforming into action.
Mm,
Got it?
okay.
This is called as Anubhav, voluntary actions. Now, suppose, you know, it is just an example. Your daughter suddenly, slips from the steps,
Mm,
So it might happen that your hairs on body might stand on end out of
mm,
fear, right?
yes.
Now, it is not that you said, hair stand on end, it happened. No, it was
Mm,
involuntary, right?
yes.
And why it is happening again? What is the reason? Think about it a little bit.
Mm, that's the fear in
No,
anticipation.
again, come back to Ashray yourself. Why
Mm.
this happened? What is the reason?
Again, it's because of the love that I have for her.
Exactly. You got it. Yes. So, Vabichari bhavs are a little difficult to understand. These are called as transient emotions. These emotions, rise like waves in the ocean and they come down. So,
Mm.
so the Vabichari bhav again, like the child slipping from the steps, and you go running towards the child and embrace, and kiss her and see, if she's hurt and all. So your emotion of Vatsalya, which is already there, it
Mm.
goes to a height of this event because of this event.
Mm.
Like Krishna is on the Kalia coils, Mother Yashoda's Vatsalya emotions go to a height. It's not that all the time it goes to a height like that. She is always having that Vatsalya affection, but certain things, take to like tsunami waves go up high in the ocean, but they embellish the Stahi Bhav. So this Vyabhichari bhavs embellished. So mood, I am trying to explain mood. This mood is also like a person in, dasya bhav, servant. He has a mood which will restrict him to sit with the master on the chair and have dine with him, because he's in the servant mood. He has to sit down. So this is a particular mood. Whereas a person in Sakya Bhav, friendship, he will embrace and sit together and eat with each other, like that. So similarly, Anushilanam, the Bhava Rupa Anushilanam is the specific mood, Bhava, which is, the emotions of the soul, which is deep in the heart. And every Acharya has such mood. And Prabhupada is going to express his mood in the preface. Okay. So this is the concept of mood. I'm giving you one or two examples of Prabhupada. Now, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his mood of preaching was different. His style of preaching was different. Time was different. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not use, especially the harmonium, because harmonium is not considered a traditional instrument. It's more of a Western instrument. But Prabhupada used harmonium, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not focus on paintings. He most focused on dioramas. He used to have huge diorama shows through which he used to do preaching. But Prabhupada used paintings, because every Acharya has a particular mood and a bhav. So I just gave two examples, and now we will see the example from the preface. Now I have explained this concept of mood. If you have any questions on this, you can raise your hands. Okay, there is one question. Okay, on this mood. Okay. Yes, Nandini Mataji.
Raji, what is that Satviki? I forgot.
Satviki Bhava, the Ashta Satvik Vikars, these are transformations which happen in the soul and they get manifest on the body, like hair standing on end, tears coming from the eyes, palpitation, and these emotions we experience even in the conditioned state, like, you're fearful that the snake is there in the home, and you might, your hairs might stand on end, and there might be palpitations, all these are fearful emotions, but these are because of the bodily concept. But the sattvic vikars happen on the transcendental platform. These are spiritual emotions and they nourish the stahi bhav, the permanent emotion. Are you clear?
Yes, yes, Raji. And so Vyabhichari is like same involuntary emotions.
Vyabhichari, no. Vyabhichari is quite different. Vyabhichari are transient emotions. They, they come at a particular point and they go to a height and again they come down, just like waves go high and they come down, and they embellish the stahi bhav. The satviki bhavas are involuntary emotions, involuntary actions, whereas the anubhavas are voluntary actions. Like I seeing, someone, I have love in the heart, so I open my arms to embrace him, like that. Of course, this is a
So,
vast topic. It is part of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Southern Division,
yeah.
and one has to study Southern Division, which we entirely did as a course, around 60 classes, I think. So then the whole science of emotion becomes very, very clear.
So,
So just
so
defining
only the
words,
difference.
I define these terms because Stahi Bhav is a particular mood which is always permanent
Permanent
and that
emotion.
doesn't change. Just to give you a more detailed concept of what is mood, I explained that. That's the reason.
So, Praji, just the difference between Satviki and Vyabhichari will be like Vyabhichari is just like a high rise and then
Yes,
becomes normal.
yes,
So
yes,
that's the difference between Satviki and Vyabhichari.
yes, yes. There are a lot of subtle differences also, and
Okay.
one has to study Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu for that. Okay. Okay.
Thank you,
Any other
Praji.
questions regarding this concept of mood which we discussed just now? The concept of mood has to be very, very thoroughly understood. Because now we are going to study two paragraphs on the mood of Prabhupada. What is Prabhupada's mood? Okay, so we have 10 minutes and we'll be able to easily finish paragraph 1 at least, so that now, since we have studied what is the concept of mood, now when Prabhupada's mood is going to come up here, let's hear very carefully. Now, only in this one book, only in this one preface, and nowhere else in the entire Prabhupada's writing, you will find this word I. Prabhupada never uses the word I, because this false ego has these two aspects, I and mine. You know, I am this body, and anything in relation to body is mine, you know, the things or people or whatever, you know. So this is conditioned state of consciousness, but liberated souls never identify themselves with the body. I am spirit soul and I am part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is mine, you know. That is Mamta, Preeti. You know, Krishna is mine. I belong to Krishna, you know. So when the wife says, you know, this is my husband, you know, so that is also a sign of love. But you know, the I and my concept is there. Prabhupada is using here because Prabhupada has a particular mood. Originally, I wrote the Bhagavad Gita as it is in the form in which it is presented now. That means Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita. He wrote the Bhagavad Gita where he gave the Sanskrit verse, the Sanskrit transliteration, that is means in English, then the word to word meaning, third thing. Fourth is the translation of the Sanskrit verse in English, and then the purport, five things. Prabhupada wrote it originally like this, but Prabhupada, when he went to America, first thing he wanted to publish the Bhagavad Gita, and Macmillan agreed to uh, to publish it. But Macmillan that time said, you know, oh, this is a vast book and we cannot publish it. So they, in order to cut size the volume of the book, they removed the, you know, word to word meanings and the Sanskrit. They only put the Sanskrit transliteration. So like that, you know, Prabhupada wanted to, because Macmillan was famous in America and he wanted it widely to be distributed. So Macmillan published it and it became famous. And later on, when Prabhupada started his own press, the BBT press in Los Angeles, he presented it fully as he had before written. So that's why he's saying, originally I wrote the Bhagavad Gita as it is in the form which is presented now. Now you see the Bhagavad Gita now. And in the Bhagavad Gita now, when you see, and I'm sharing this with you now, this is the essay. You go to one verse, you'll come to know. Prabhupada gives the Sanskrit verse, then the transliteration, word to word meaning 3, translation 4, 5, purport. But what Macmillan had done is they had skipped this, only the Sanskrit transliteration, translation, and purport, just to save on the, you know, because they wanted that their standards were that only this much number of pages should be there, you know. It was published with other Bhagavad Gitas, and because Macmillan has all over the world, you know, distribution, so Prabhupada wanted it to be widely distributed. Once that Bhagavad Gita became famous, then Prabhupada presented as he wanted it. That's Prabhupada mood. When this book was first published, the original manuscript was unfortunately, Prabhupada, see, you know, how he uses the terms unfortunately, cut short to less than 400 pages. That's what Macmillan did, without illustrations and without explanation of most of the original verses of Bhagavad Gita. So illustrations are also not there. You know, we see a lot of pictures of Prabhupada illustrations, and some explanations are also not there. In all my other books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Upanishad, the system is that I, again Prabhupada uses I. This is Prabhupada's mood. Give the original verse, its English transliteration, word to word Sanskrit English equivalents, translation, and purports. So this is Prabhupada's mood. This is how he wants to systematically present. This makes the book very authentic and scholarly and makes the meaning self-evident. This is very important among the three, scholarly and most important is self-evident, because you know the meaning, you know, when Prabhupada went to America, there were 500 different scholars who had commented on the Gita, all bogus commentaries. And today there are 2000 commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. They write the meaning as they interpret and as they find it correct. But Bhagavad Gita is as Krishna intended it to be explained to Arjuna. And the acharyas give that. So it becomes self-evident. You cannot interpret. I was not very happy. This is the bhav of Prabhupada. Therefore, when I had to minimize my original, again Prabhupada is using my here now, original manuscript, but later on when the demand for Bhagavad Gita as it is considerably, I was requested by many scholars and to present the book in its original form. Thus, the present attempt is to offer the original manuscript of this great book of knowledge with full parampara explanations in order to establish the Krishna conscious movement more soundly and progressively. So, by giving this kind of an explanation of these 5 things, what happens is full parampara explanations are there. It establishes the Krishna conscious movement soundly and progressively. So, this is Prabhupada's mood. This is his mood. Okay, let's take the second paragraph also and finish it. Our Krishna conscious movement is genuine, historically authorized, natural, and transcendental due to its being based on Bhagavad Gita as it is. So it is genuine, original, nowadays pure gold, 24 karat. Historical, Prabhupada will explain, how it is directly coming from Krishna. It is natural because it is the natural function of the soul, and it is spiritual, completely transcendental. And why? Because it is as Krishna has explained to Arjuna. It is gradually becoming the most popular movement in the entire world, especially amongst the youngest generation. It is becoming more and more interesting to the older generation also. Older gentlemen are becoming interested so much so that the fathers and grandfathers of my disciples are encouraging us by becoming life members of our. Now here he says not my great society, here he says our society, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In Los Angeles, many fathers and mothers used to come to see me and express their feelings of gratitude for my leading the Krishna conscious movement throughout the entire world. Oh, wonderful you have done that. You have opened this temple. My children's character has changed. They are not into all these bad habits now. Some of them said that it is greatly fortunate for the Americans that I have started the Krishna conscious movement in America. So this is what they are expressing. Now Prabhupada's mood you can see. But originally the father of this movement, but the original father of this movement is Lord Krishna himself. So Prabhupada is saying that I have not established this movement. This movement is established by Krishna. I am just coming in the parampara. This is the bhav of Prabhupada. This is the mood of Prabhupada. Since it was started a very long time ago, but is coming down to human society in discipline succession. And I am just coming in this discipline succession. If I have any credit in this connection, it does not belong to me personally, but it is due to my spiritual master, his divine grace, Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. So you can see how Prabhupada has such a respectful address to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. First of all, his divine grace. Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara, then Srimad, and then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So if there is any credit, they were all giving credit to Prabhupada, but Prabhupada mood is he is passing out to his spiritual master. This is the mood of an Acharya. And that Acharya will pass it on to the previous Acharya and ultimately it will go to Krishna. So the credit goes to Krishna. If we take the credit, we'll get credit, but we'll not get Krishna. So you decide, you want Krishna or you want credit. Personally, if I have any credit in this matter, it is only that I have tried to present Bhagavad Gita as it is without any adulteration or without any interpretation. Before my presentation of Bhagavad Gita as it is, almost all the English editions of Bhagavad Gita were introduced to fulfill someone's personal ambition, personal agenda. But our attempt in presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is to present the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So with the mood comes a particular mission. So tomorrow we will see the mission. Our business is to present Oh, this is paragraph 3. I will not go through paragraph 3 today. We have just covered from the mood. We saw how it comes to mission. So it's exactly 7:30. I should have given some, I should have taken 10 minutes a little early so that I can take question answers. But anyway, I will take question answers if you have. Now, regarding the concept of mood, the definition of mood, a particular bhava, which is there, which is a particular bhava, emotion of the soul. And based on Stahi Bhav, it can be Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, whatever it is. Similarly, every Acharya has a mood, and Srila Prabhupada's mood he is revealing in his preface, paragraph 1 and 2. And based on the mood, the mission is there in paragraph 3, which we'll discuss tomorrow. So, any questions you have up till now, what we discussed? Okay, Chakra Rama Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dhamma Pranam. Please explain Vishad Atmaka. Vishad word.
No, Preeti Vishad Atmaka. Atmaka means, actually it is coming from the soul. Preeti means, Preeti means because he has love for the Lord, anything which is not favorable to the Lord, it'll not fit in his mood. Like I'll give you a simple example in the mundane sense. You love your child and anyone, makes him cry, you will not be favorable towards him, right?
True.
Yes, because that's your mood, because it causes you vishad, because that is the object of love. So, acharyas or a person in bhava bhakta, his bhav is that he doesn't want to commit any offense, because that will disturb the Lord. The Lord will not be pleased. So that is his bhava, that is his bhava. So that is what is expressed in Preeti Vishadatmaka. Manasastu tat tad bhava rupa. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions anyone else has? Okay, so we stop, and tomorrow we will try to complete the preface, and we will see tomorrow the mission, the 4 paragraphs on mission. Okay, so thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Hare Krishna.